Good evening, everyone. I'd like to give you all a nice welcome to your free live mini readings this evening with myself, which is Irene, for those of you who don't know me. Just waiting for a few people to come online there. Why I mess about with the iPad as per usual. Hopefully, you'll all jump on and come and join me. I can find myself. There I am, I think. I think that's me. Yeah, there we are. Hiya, Gail. Hiya, Laura. Yeah. I don't actually see them. There's like a time delay on the iPad, So, sorry, not on the iPad, on the computer. Hiya, Paula. Hiya, Julie. Hiya, Dion. Hiya, Geordie. Yeah, so I have like two things going on. So one of the feeds is on my computer and the other's on my iPad. So sometimes I don't see it until it's like 2 minutes later. So folks, for those of you who are about to join me or those who haven't been on before, this is a free live mini reading site, and it's not a one-to-one site. It's just totally random numbers. Numbers being in when I ask you to choose a number, which I'm not going to yet. We're just waiting for a few more people to jump on. Hiya Tracy, hiya Diane, hiya Charlene. We're all coming on now. I was 2 minutes early, so I thought if I'd be a bit earlier, then it gives people a chance to get on, rather than me being late all the time. So, folks, it is free reading site. It's little mini readings. It's not based on a one-to-one. How we generally work it is I start off with your first card for this evening, and then after that I ask you to choose a number from 1 to 72, and all I ask you to do is like and share the post. That's all I ask. Like and share it. The more likes, the more shares, the better. I don't want you to give me all your life history. Just the yeses will do. Don't mind a few no's, but I like loads of yeses. But if I get no's, I get no's. It's the way cookie crumbles, isn't it? So I have got a few items for sale over on my page as well. If you want to have a tittle off over there and have a look, please feel free to go and have a look. And the other thing, the raffle, I drew that I think it was last Thursday. Put it up there. I think it was number 1. Laura Robson won first prize. Gemma Morris won the second prize, and Annette Aithwaite won the third prize. So I think it was number 1, 18, and number 7. They're the ones that won. Okay, so on my iPad, I can't see anybody liking or sharing, and I think the feed's gone a bit slow. Hiya, Chris. You've just come on there. So, folks, without further ado, well, I'm going to see if I can give myself a like. If I can give myself a like, there they go. It's moving now. Something's not right. But here we go. I'm going to pick your first card out. Hiya, Lucy. Hiya, Chris. I don't know whether I mentioned Chris there. I think I did, So, like I said, hiya, Joe. See how quick it starts moving? Well, you can't. Well, you can at your side, but I can't at my side, if that makes sense. Hiya, Alison. Right, so your first card. Here we go. Let's see what we get. There's your first card there. Okay. See it? A lovely fish. Yeah. Right then, folks. As I look at this, I am going to say, this is totally generalise this. Right, so as I look at it, I am going to say to you, I do feel as though I'm going round in circles. So I know there's a situation going on here on the Earth plane, and it's very current. It's not something that's been going on a while. It's just something I feel very, very current, where a bit like fish does, you're a fish out of water and you're going round and round and round and round and round and not getting off, not going anywhere, just going round the same thing, going over and over the same thing and not getting any further forward. And again, a little bit like I've said there, fish out of water. So there's a situation that's presented itself to you where you feel quite uncomfortable with, you're not comfortable with it, and you feel a little bit out of your depth, okay? So whether this is around a workplace or a work situation, because I do feel as though whether I've been promoted or I'm going for a different job, but then I'm feeling, it's a little bit out of my depth here. I've bit off more than I can chew, and that's how I feel. And I am going to say, where money's concerned as well, I have been, I want to say over the last 4 months, and I want to be 4 month past text here, where money's been quite a strain as well. Okay, money's been a little bit tight, and it's been a little bit frayed at times, because it's, as the card's saying to me, I keep feeling as though I can't afford this and I can't afford that, and we can't have this and we can't have that, okay? But I am going to say to you, that's 4 month past text, where financial side was really difficult, and it was hard, okay? That's how I feel. I don't know why Jackie's saying I'm not on. Have I lost my connection here? I don't think I have I, folks? Tell me if I'm still there. Unless I'm talking to myself. But I am going to say there is a little bit of luck where money's concerned, okay? There is a little bit of luck where money's concerned. So just bear that in mind. I'm also going to give you, I want to stick hello there. Right, you're still there. So there's only Jackie there. She's saying, am I not on? So I don't know how to get hold of her, like. Yeah, I'm still there. That's brilliant. I don't know how to get hold of Jackie, not without texting her. Yeah, I'm still here. That's all right, as long as I know I'm still here. Right, so folks, so there's going to be a little bit of good luck where money's concerned. So stop panicking so much, okay? Stop panicking. But there are changes there. If it makes sense to you, give us a 3 yeses. If it doesn't, that's fine. But that's the first card of this evening, and that's what I'm getting from it. So get off the treadmill. Don't be disillusioned. Don't put yourself down as well. That's what I have to say to you. Don't put yourselves down. Hiya, Sarah. Hiya, Anne. I keep getting this silent tone as well. So I am going to say as well where this card relates as well. I feel as though I switch off quite a lot as well. I'm going off into my own little world, okay? And I feel as though I need that. I just need that little bit of peace and that little bit of stillness. So the noise of the water as well is something that you like or something that you adhere to, okay? So I am going to say I want to be where, and this is where this connection's going. Somebody's got the love of the water, or they've got a little pond or something in the garden, and they often sit there listening to the water running. So if that makes sense, give us a yes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'd better go and find little Jackie. I don't know how to get her on there. Right, you folks. Here we go. Here's your turn. So if that made sense to you, give us a yes down the bottom. Sounds like you, Anne. Sounds like you, Zoe, as well. Thank you for that. Right. Hiya, Gemma. Hiya, Luce. Right. Sounds like you as well. Right. Hiya, Julie. Right. So, folks, this next connection where I have got, I want you all to listen, okay? And I just want you to tick yes if you can answer it or what I'm going to say. I'm aware, now this is when I first switched on, this is before I ask you to pick a card or anything. I'm aware of, right, I wrote this down. So I want where there would have been a gentleman, okay, and he would have been in his late 30s, 40s, thereabouts. That's the age limit I'm being given. Now, if I'm wrong on the age, I don't mind that. I don't mind being wrong on the age, because I'm pretty crap with ages, really, in all fairness. So I have this lad, this man, who would have attempted suicide, but I want it where we would have sat in the car and it would have been the fumes of the exhaust. Now, that's what I was given. Hi, Tina. That's what I've been given. So if that resonates with anybody at the minute who can understand what I've just said, give us a yes down the bottom. I'm just going to wait for a yes at the minute, okay, because I need to know if this resonates at all with anybody. So I want a young lad. You saying yes there, Tracy? And Diane, you're saying yes. And I'm saying a young lad, early 30s, 40s, and he would have committed suicide with the car exhausts in the car. And that's how I feel, okay? I have actually wrote this down before I started, and it's come back in there for me to continue, okay? I have a March month. Hi, Savannah. I have a connection with March month as well, and I also have a June month, but the June, I had to put in brackets as a birthday. And I don't know whether that's correct or not, but that's what I had to do, okay? Before I go any further, Tina, it's a free live mini reading site, my love, and cards are picked at random. I'll be asking you to choose the card shortly, and I'll explain in a bit. All right, my love. So this young lad, and I keep saying young lad because that's what he looks like, that's what he feels like. And I've got his energy there that's building up, and he was building up before I switched on. And I believe I need to bring this, I need to bring his love forward, but I feel as though I need to apologise for what he actually did. But I'm getting the impression he had a lot of things going on in his head, okay? There was lots of things going on with him here on the earth plane, and lots of things going on where he felt as though he couldn't get out of, or he couldn't change or alter. Now, if that makes sense, give me 3 yeses down the bottom, as well as that March month and that June month as well, please. Now, I can't see many likes or shares coming up on that other feed there. So if you'd like to keep sharing it and like to keep liking it, I would appreciate it. Right, Tracy, you're saying yes there to them too. Facts there. So he is saying to me, there is an apology there. He was the type of bloke who would keep everything to himself. He said it wasn't a man thing to do where you go around telling everybody all your problems. But I believe there was financial problems there with him as well as with relationships, okay? So there was a bit of everything that was going on there with him. And he had lots of stuff going on in his head that he just didn't seem to think he could get rid of or he couldn't sort out. And hence, this is why he took the... he took that, what's the word I'm looking for? He took that, oh, he's taking it off me, man. Bless you. It was a really hard choice or decision or what he done. And it was, you can't take the car on, that's fine. But it's definitely car fumes I've got because you put the exhaust there. That's what I'm smelling and that's what I need to say. And I know Tracy's saying yes to me there as well. So, and Diane's saying yes, okay? But I do believe it was a hard decision and a hard choice for him to do. Now then, I could be totally off the ball here, but he talks about kids. So I don't know whether he left kids or whether he has kids or whether there's kids here I need to mention. Now, if you can understand why he's mentioning kids to me, please give me a yes down the bottom. And that's all I need to know if it's a yes for the kids, because he talks about kids here. He talks about kids, but he also talks about where it would be in his anniversary. But he tells me things got that much on top of him. He just couldn't cope. He couldn't cope, okay? So right, where's the names? Right, so now these names, now I don't know whether they're going to tie in with him. Now, I'm not saying it's his name. I'm not saying it's a kid's names, but these are the names I was given in regards to this before I switched the computer on. So I need the name of Trevor, the name of Sam, and also the name of Linda. They're the 3 names that were given, okay? And I believe whether he connected with them or he knew them or you touch upon them 3 names, they're the names I need to bring forward. But where these kids are, where I have to mention, I have to send his love, I have to send their apology, and I have to say I'm sorry, okay? And I don't believe he's ever said he's sorry for doing what he's done. If I'm wrong, but I get the impression he's never said that before, and he needs to move on, he needs to progress, and for him to progress, he needs to be forgiven, okay? And that's what I need to say. Now, I know you're all saying no to the names, but like I said, it would be names he could have touched upon or you touch upon. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be family. It could be somebody you know who he knew, and that's what I have to mention. Okay, and that's the way he brings it in. All right, so I'm not saying it's direct family. He brings it in on the sidelines with them names, and they're the names I need to mention. So just remember, I've given you them because it come in connection with that. He gave me the Trevor first, the Sam, then he pointed the arrow to everything else that went on. So whether they were involved or they knew about what he was going to do or he spoke to them about it, I don't know. But just remember, I've brought that forward, okay? But I do know I have to say I'm sorry. But I'm also going to say as well, there's somebody here on the earth plane that's got a thing about washing the hands at the minute. I've got a bit of OCD going on and it's getting worse, okay? I feel as though I feel as though I can't walk out the house without washing my hands, or I've touched the handle and I have to go and do it again. A bit like that Peter off EastEnders is doing, and that's how I feel. And that's what he brings forward there, where somebody's stress levels or their anxiety is a little bit high, okay? And he wants to come in and he sends that love and he wants to send that healing in and around where it's needed. So if that makes sense, the yeses will do. If it doesn't, just give me the nose there. But that's what he brings in, so that's what I'm going to mention to you, okay? Would the name of Aggie mean anything as well, please? The name of Aggie, Agatha, but would have got Aggie. I'm after that as well. He shows me a boxer dog as well, or that type of breed of dog. That's what he shows me, so I'm going to mention that as well, okay? There goes my throat there, coming in my voice box, be talking like it. Right, so I need the name of Aggie. Smile me head off here. And that boxer dog or that boxer type dog, that's what it looks like. It looks like a boxer. If it means anything, give us a yes. While we're waiting for that, folks, but please take this, I'm going to call him a young man, please take his love, his thoughts, and his apology because he is sorry. It's all right, no to the Aggie, are you, Debbie? Anybody else take the Aggie? I might have moved with Aggie. That's why I was laughing. And Agnes. Agnes, I've got. Excuse me. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much for that. I've probably moved, so take his love. Take the apology and please send that apology where it's needed to go. I am going to move on. I'll take Aggie back. There you go. I'm taking Aggie. I know Aggie belongs. Right. What I'm going to say, where Aggie's concerned, I started to yawn. I am going to say, I know she doesn't like Aggie. I know she likes Agnes. I'm getting told off. I know. I want tiredness here on the earth plane, so I'm getting really, really tired. That's why I was yawning as she come in. It was like, oh, it's time to sit down. And I'm talking nanny naps where I'm falling asleep quite frequently. So it's as if I'm getting up and doing a bit and I'm sitting down and I'm nodding off. So if that makes sense, give us a yes. But she brings in, again, lots of love and lots of healing. But she's saying you need the energy. So you need to look after yourself. Hey, Jeanette, you need to start looking after yourself. I feel as though where I'm looking after everybody else and I'm forgetting about myself. And this is why I'm exhausted and why I'm tired, okay? And that's what she talks about. She also talks about the ringing in your ears as well. And I feel as though I've got problems with blood pressure where this hearing is, okay? Because that's what she puts on me. And she talks about dizzy spells as well. So if that makes sense to you, Anne, give me a double yes down the bottom, okay? Right, now I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I'll just say it as she gives it. She talks about George and she talks about Mildred. Now I don't know whether I want the sitcom thing, George and Mildred. I don't know whether I want that. Or I want both their names, George and Mildred. But either way I have to mention it, okay? So she tells me to say to you, now's your time to put your feet up and let other people look after you for a bit, okay? That's what I'm going to say. So take her on board, right, folks? And take all the Spirit's love on. I want to say God bless and thank you very much for that communication. Hiya, Julie. Right, yo, folks, now's your chance. Now's your turn. What I would like you to do now is put your numbers in. Choose a number from 1 to 72, okay? Put your locations down, where you're from, because it's always nice to know where you're from. Keep liking and keep sharing, okay? That's what I'm asking you to do for us. So if you can do that, that would be absolutely brilliant. So start punching numbers in, start liking, start sharing, and keep it going up. Keep that reel moving. The more likes, the more shares, the better. And if anybody knows Jackie Hume, can you please tell her we are live? And she's probably not getting us. So share it to Jackie Hume if you can, and tell her Irene said we are live. So I don't know what channel she's on. She's probably on the wrong channel. Right, yo, folks. Just keep pushing them in and I'll start. Right. We'll see where we're at. I'll go quiet for a bit, you know, I do apologise, but it's like really hard when you're trying to do cards and talk at the same time. Or count, actually. Do little baby steps. Have you all got your Christmas presents in? You haven't got long left, have you? 11 days before Christmas. How bad's that? 'Tis, isn't it? I have to write the number down because I'll forget. Right. I'm writing down here as well, folks. My dash. Nah. All I want for Christmas is me family. That'll do me. Because I'm one of these, you know, without lecturing you, well, I feel as I'm going to lecture you here, but I believe it's a connection I'm getting in from Spirit. I'm one of these who won't eat turkey because I can't understand why we would fatten a bird up all year round just so we could eat it. And I'm not a vegetarian, I'm not a vegan, I just don't get it. If we ate turkey all year round and it was there all year round, probably would eat it. But because we only do it at Christmas, why should the bird have to be stuffed for us? It's just me. I'm a bit warped that way. Right, so folks, the number I've chosen. You're all ready? Yeah. And the reason I'll tell you in a minute. Right, so there's a card. Yeah. We've had this card up 10 times before over the last couple of weeks, and we have. And it's like, I need the name of Philip. So if anybody can understand Philip, because that's the name that's being given to me, okay? I need the name of Philip. You get beef, Gail. I normally have a bit of lamb. I like lamb. So I need the name of Philip, and I want Philip's spirit side of life, or I need it both sides, here and upstairs, okay? So that's the two names Right, Shell, you're saying yes, yes. Are you saying yes, yes to the Philip? And I want him spirit side, and I want one here. I want one on either side. That's the way I feel. I want both sides, okay? Um, so listen up. So when I was having a bit of a kid about, that's how I feel with this gentleman, okay? That's how I feel with him. Um, he was a bit. He had a bit of sense of humour. Yes, the spirit, right? So he had a good sense of humour. So when I was referring to the turkey, and I thought, well, I'm a bit weird with this, and he's like laughing, and he said, so was he. But he was a bit picky and choosy about his food, and that's the way he comes in. Okay, he comes in like this. His hands are clasped, right? So I need to send this gentleman's love. And I feel more of a dad with this man, okay? I feel like a dad, but I know I've got a Philip here on the earth plane as well. I need both. And he comes in with a great deal of love now. His energies to me don't feel old. Now, my old, you'll have heard me say it before, is 90. He feels nowhere near that, okay? But I do know I need to bring his love first and foremost here to the earth plane, okay? And I know that somebody's been talking about him recently, or they've been sending their thoughts out to him recently, and he's saying he's not deaf. Well, not now anyway. He was, but he's not now. Um, and he can hear every word that's being said, okay? And he talks about where there's concern, where a female here on the earth plane is. There's a bit of concern. So whether somebody's not very well or they're poorly, that's what he makes reference to, and he sends that love, he sends the healing there, okay? Um, this card, he says, it's the affairs of the heart. So somebody is wearing the heart on the sleeve, okay? Somebody is very emotional, at the minute. And it feels as though they're having the heart broken too. That's what it feels like. But I feel as though this is in connection where a female here on the earth plane isn't very well. Now, if this is making sense to any of you, Michelle, if it makes sense to you, can you give me a double yes? And you, Tracy, please. If it makes sense, where I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve, it's been quite an emotional roller coaster the last 4 months, 3 to 4 months, he puts in my mind there. He tells me he would have passed with a heart condition. He tells me he went quite quickly because he puts that condition there, okay? He puts that condition there on me. But he says, I'm quite emotional. I feel as though my heart's breaking, and it's all to do with concern where there's a lady not very well here on the earth plane. And like I said, he's sending lots of love and lots of healing. Um, lots of love and lots of healing here where this lady's concerned, okay? He also talks about as well, and I believe it's here on the earth plane, there's a lot of pressure here to my head. So whether this lady's had a fall and she's banged her head, or there's a problem around this area here, that's what he places on me. So I'm taking it, he wants it here on the earth plane. And again, if I'm wrong with that, I'll take it back, but I know I've got this pain here as well, please. Right, so right, your cousin, not your dad. No, he definitely feels like a dad. He definitely feels like dad. He doesn't feel like a cousin. He feels like dad. But again, I don't mind getting stuff wrong, but I can only go on what I feel. And I know he sends this love, he sends this healing in and around where this lady is here on the earth plane. But he's saying there's no shame in crying, because when we cry, we relieve that tension, and we're getting rid of that emotional stuff that we don't really need to hold on to. We need to get it out there, okay? And there's no shame in getting upset and being upset. Um, I also know with this gentleman as well, as he comes forward there, he tells me not all of his family were with him, and some of them feel a little bit guilty for not being there before he passed spirit side of life, and that's what I have to mention as well. I have to say it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Right, now I have to mention the budgie. He talks about a budgie here. I can hear it squawking in the background. So whether this gentleman had a budgie at one time in his life or you's had the budgie, I have to mention the budgie, okay? And if that makes sense, give us 2 yeses. That's all I want from you is just yeses. Um, well, you can say no as well, but ideally the yeses would be good. So if it resonates and makes sense to you, give me the yeses, please. Just comment yes down the bottom. That's what I need, okay? I am going to say this gentleman would have been very, very smartly dressed as well prior to him leaving the earth plane and going spirit side of life. He always had a thing about his clothes, but he liked his casual, comfy clothes as well. But I am going to say he had a special pair of trousers that he wouldn't part with, and that's what he makes reference to. He's saying they were my favourite trousers. They were the most comfortablest trousers he ever had. So he's got this thing about a pair of trousers, and didn't matter how many times he's saying they tried prizing them off me. He said I wouldn't part with them. I wouldn't part with them, but eventually you did. Eventually you got the bloody trousers off him. That's what he says to me anyway. Now I know Tom is a very familiar name as well, but that name comes through, and also the name of William. I want both them names. So whether this gentleman's met up with a Tom and a William, I'm not sure, but that's what I have to bring forward, okay? I'm also going to mention February month where somebody would have been proposed to on February 14th, because that's what he brings forward, or somebody's birthday is on that same date as well. But I feel as though there was a proposal, or there's going to be a proposal on the February the 14th. Okay. Right. I'm also going to say as well, as I look further into this card, I believe, where are we? I believe I want to be married abroad. That's what I can see in the cards, okay? I can see where I'm going abroad, and I can see the palm trees where I will be getting married abroad. So it'll be next year, obviously, but that's what I see. I'm going abroad. I want to feel the sand underneath my toes. But as I look at that card, the palm trees come out, okay? So just watch for that. Right, Debbie, that's Deborah. That's brilliant. Thank you. But there's definitely where I'm going to be married, okay, or I'm renewing my vows. Either way, it will be abroad, and because I can see the palm trees coming out of the card. So that's what I'm going to say to you. Also, as well, before I close with that, the name of Lewis as well. So whether that's a surname I want or a first name, I'm not sure, but that name connects. So take this gentleman's love in the knowing that he is absolutely fine. And can I just say, please, because he doesn't tell me which or what he's talking about here, but he's saying, you know which choices you have to make. So why do you keep questioning it? You know what you're supposed to do. He's saying, wipe away your tears, wipe away your tears, and just go with what you know, okay? Go with that gut feeling, because it won't let you down, he says. So stop messing on and just go with what you feel, okay? That's what I need to leave you with. So it's your turn again, folks, to punch your numbers in. The niece. This isn't a one-to-one reading site, my lovely. It's all random, okay? So all it entails is I ask you to choose a card from 1 to 72. And if I choose that card, you know, you can listen in or whatever. But it's not a one-to-one personal reading site, my love. You've got to choose a card, all right? And it's from 1 to 72, all right? Rightio, folks. Let's go again. Keep liking and sharing. I think I've only seen about 3 shares tonight, like. How many people haven't shared? It's Christmas, you know. You should put like a bell on it. You know, like a jingle bell. When you're liking it and when you're sharing it, put jingle bells on. I can hear you all singing it now. Right. Right, you folks. So I have got another name coming in there. Yeah. Tracy, you have what? Put a jingle bell on. I'll share it. I have the name of James. Again, I have James. And I have the name of Jimmy. And I know Jimmy and James is very similar. So whether I want James as a surname and Jimmy as a first name, I'm not sure. But I do know that's what I want because that's what I've just been given there. And I've also got a connection there where somebody would have worked on the coal wagons. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing. Hi, Melissa. Get these shares out. Thank you, Lancia. Share it. Cost you an out, it's free. So folks, listen up. I've got the name of James and Jimmy. Now, like I said, I either want James as a surname, Jimmy as a first, or I want both. And I want somebody where they would have been working on the coal wagons, where they would have delivered coal. That's a memory I've just been given there. Okay. I'm also going to say to you, hi Charlene. I'm also going to say to you, my favourite drink of all time at the minute, and it's not me personally, it's what I've just been given from Spirit Side of Life. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Sarah. Is they call it Fighting Man's beer. Oh, Newcastle Brown Ale. That's what I have to mention. Newcastle Brown Ale. So I've got a gentleman's Spirit Side of Life with the name of Jimmy or James, and I would have loved Newcastle Brown Ale. You can take both names, Alison. Can you understand the connection with the coal, the delivering of the coal? Or I've got memories of coal wagons. Thank you very much, folks, for sharing. I totally appreciate it. But my favourite drink of all times is Newcastle Brown Ale. That's what I'm after. That's what he brings in there, the Newcastle Brown Ale, Newky Brown, I have to say. And I've got the memories there where we used to take it back. You've got a James and a Jimmy. We used to take the bottles back to get the coppers off it. That's what I have to mention. Right, so the card I've chosen, yeah, and the drink, you can take that, brilliant. Right, there's quite a few of you who can understand what I've just said there. Right, so I've also got the name of Chris. Yeah. Now, where Chris is concerned, I want him, and it's a gentleman, I want him Spirit Side of Life, but I want him where he's got no teeth in at the front. So whether he had his teeth knocked out or there's a memory where his teeth were knocked out, that's what I'm getting as well. And I'm getting it with this gentleman, okay, who stands here with me. And I feel as though I've got no teeth, no front teeth, I've lost them or they were knocked out. So I've got the memories of the coal wagons, where I would have either worked on it. Ali, you used to take the bottles back. And forgive me, I've just called you Ali there. So I'm presuming I'm getting a little bit familiar there. So I believe this gentleman could be for you. And he would have called you Ali, and you would have only got Alison as a Sunday name, or right. I either want to call you Ali, and I know I'm getting into trouble for saying Ali because it's your full name, Alison. You would have got told off for being called Ali. Somebody would have been correcting, saying, and my name's Alison. It's not Ali, it's Alison. And I believe this is a parent telling people off for saying it. Right, so the card I've chosen is number 1. And I don't know if anybody's taken or chosen number 1. Right, so we'll carry on with this connection here until we see if anybody comes up with number 1, because I don't think they have, you know. Right, so there's a few can take bits and pieces from this, but I believe as a whole it's all one message as opposed to chucked out there. But right, So I know Paul is a very familiar name as well, but I want Paul here on the earth plane, okay? And again, earlier on, when I was sitting here, I've got a problem again where, no, that's a different one. Right, Lucy, you were number one. I haven't showed you the card yet. Just bear with me, my lovely, 2 minutes. So I believe I've got quite a few. Right, I've got quite a few spirit side of life that are all wanting to connect in here. So I've got more than one connection. So just please listen up, folks. Please listen up. I know I'm going to work with them all together if I can. I know I've got a smoker there who used to roll his own wood binds. He shows me his own baccy tin, and somebody here on the earth plane has still got this baccy tin, old all-born tin. That's a tin I need, and that's what he gives me. He gives me as a memory. So somebody here on the earth plane has still got this old baccy tin, Turner tin, baccy tin, old all-born tin, but it's a baccy tin, okay? And that's with one of these gentlemen, because I've got quite a few people linking in here, spirit side of life. So I need that baccy tin as well. And I know I'm rolling my own ciggies, so I know I've got a smoker, spirit side, and I want the smoker here on the earth plane as well, who rolls their own cigarettes, but they've got this baccy tin. Keeps going on about this baccy tin, okay? That's what I need to mention. I know I passed with a cancer condition, and I know I've also got somebody who would have passed with a liver kidneys complaint where the my organs just gave up. Right, Kirsty, you can understand that. But I know, I don't know whether this is the same gentleman or whether I've moved to the next gentleman. I know I've had kidney problems and liver complaints, and my organs just failed on me. That's how I feel, okay? So that's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to give you, we'll move over to the card. So here's the card, and this card is the Inquirer, okay? That's what it says at the bottom, the Inquirer. So I am going to say, folks, if you can understand, right, that the ones who've chosen number one, please listen up. I'm going to say to you whether, I don't know, I'm totally confused here, because as I look at the card, it's a bit like a maze, okay? And it's like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know what to do. And I don't want to ask the questions because I don't want to get found out. So I am going to say there's a bit of secrecy there where this card is, where the maze is, because it never tells you which way to get out. Well, it shows you which way to get in, but it never tells you the way to get out of stuff, okay? So I believe there's a bit of secrecy here. But I also believe there's questions that you need to ask. There's questions you need to be asking. But I'm also going to say to you as well, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. You just think it is, okay? It's not always as green on the other side as what you first believe. But I do need to say to you is to ask the questions you need to ask, because if you don't ask, you will never know, okay? And I'm being told to say this as well. Shy girls getting out. If you don't ask, you won't get nothing, okay? You need to ask the questions, but be prepared for the answer, all right? Sometimes when we ask a question, we don't like the answer. So think before you decide whether I'm going to ask it or whether I'm not. If you're happy not knowing, don't ask. But if you need to know, ask the question, okay? I do know there's lots of stuff going on around you at the minute, okay? But again, I want this where I want it where surgery's involved as well. I want it where surgery's involved. So whether I'm going for a surgery and I daren't ask the questions, but I need to, if this makes sense to you folks, because I'm talking in riddles here and I don't know why I am, but I feel as though I'm saying surgery or appointments about surgery. So somebody's going for a procedure, and whether you're concerned about what's going to happen and the ifs, buts, and whys, don't be afraid to ask the questions. I think that's where I'm going with this, okay? Ask the questions before you go for surgery. Don't wait till afterwards. Ask them beforehand. And that's what you need to know, okay? If it makes sense, give us triple yeses. If it doesn't, say, Irene, what a load of crap. But that's what I'm getting from it. But the grass isn't always greener on the other side. But I am going to say to you as well, you feel as though your hands are tied and there's no way out of a situation. I'm going to tell you there is, okay? I'm going to tell you there is. There's more than one ways to get out of things, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, basically. That's what I'm going to say to you. There are ways out of things. So don't give up all hope just yet, okay? So take that card on board. Right, so the name of Rose as well I need to mention. So if anybody can understand the name of Rose, but I'm also going to say to you, it's quite a few years. I've got a bouquet of roses here, so I know there's an anniversary coming. Oh, there's one just gone. I've got an anniversary and I've got roses here. I've got a bouquet of roses, 12 red roses I need to bring forward from Spirit Side of Life. But I'm also seeing the white rose as well. I'm seeing the white rose as well. So I am going to say that where the white rose is, that's a lot of spiritual peace and a lot of spiritual love there coming from Spirit Side of Life. So take that love and take on board what was said there, but don't be afraid to ask the questions. Yeah. Cost you now to ask. I can't chop your hands off. Can't chop your hands off. Okay. Right, your folks, your turn again. Take on that love. Right, off we go again. Start punching your numbers in and your likes and your shares. Oh, your mum's rose in spirit. January the 11th. Now, I passed my driving test on January the 11th, and that's my granddad's birthday. Isn't it? Right, here we go. Hello, Val. Where have you been? You're on that one and not that one. Why you're over there and not over here? I'm counting, folks. I'm counting. Right, yo. Wrote the number down so I don't forget, because that's what happens, you know. I talk that much, I forget what I was on about. I know I've got a lovely lady coming in from Spirit Side Life, and she is lovely. Just feeling her energies there. She comes in. Right, this lady tells me, and I do feel more of a motherly vibration with her. And I feel as though I am getting on a little, okay? That's how I feel. But she tells me when she passed Spirit Side of Life. And I do believe I'm quite recent Spirit Side. And my recent, I believe within the last 12 months, this lady's gone Spirit Side of Life. But she makes me aware. She keeps talking about her teeth. She went without her teeth. So whether we lost her teeth and she didn't get them before she went Spirit Side of Life, she's not best pleased, because I'm not saying she was tight, but she always was going about her teeth and how much they cost. She talks about the cost of things, okay? So things cost money. That's what she tells me, okay? And we all know this. But I'm not saying she was tight, but she was very careful with the money. But she tells me she went Spirit Side of Life without her teeth. Now, if this means anything to any of yous, please give me a yes down the bottom, because she complains about her teeth. She wants her teeth. God love you. Hi, Eugene. You were saying yes. Anybody else saying yes to this? Um, I know money. She's saying she knew how much money she had right down to the last penny, and that's how I feel with her. Okay, so I know, like I said, she's a queer woman. She is queer, but she wasn't tight. She was just careful. You're saying yes, girl, right? So she was careful with the money, but she knew how much money she had right at the last pound. And she says these teeth cost her money, and she wanted to know why she went spirit side of life and why you lost her teeth. But I believe I believe the blame was partly her fault, okay? But she'll never own up to it, she's saying. She never owns up to it. I know November month is significant. I have to mention November month. Um, and I'm also aware as well, please, as somebody here on the earth plane suffers with a really dry mouth, and I believe it's off some form of medication you're taking. That's what she brings in, where it makes your mouth really, really starchy, sticky, dry. Um, But I also have to mention as well, and I've got memories here of White Lightning, the cider. Okay, so I'm going back with this. And I want the month of May. She brings in the month of May as well. But she talks about the White Lightning. So we've all been out with once upon a time, haven't we? We all got drunk on White Lightning or cider. Um, but she mentions her as well. Her memory was as sharp as it was the day she passed, okay? She might have forgot the silliest, stupidest things, but her memory, she tells me, was pretty spot on for her age, and she's quite proud of that. She's quite proud of that. I am going to say to you as well, she talks about where she would have had a little book. She gives me a book. So whether she lent people money and she wrote them down their names in this book and wrote how much they owed her, if that makes sense, give me a yes down the bottom, because I feel a little bit like a bookie here. So where I'm saying bookies, I want a connection to Ladbrokes Bingo as well, or Ladbrokes, the bookies, the betting shop. I need a memory where that connects in as well. But she puts that book in front of me and she writes down, well, our Beverly, I'm not saying that's the name, but that's what she tells me, owes our Susan, but she's writing down what people owed her, or she wrote a lot of things down or a lot of stuff down. If it makes sense, give us a yes, will you? Because my feed's gone to sleep. So the card I chose was number 29. Yeah, I was chose 29. Anybody or nobody? Now I know, Jean, you're laughing about the White Lightning. But would you understand as well where the book would be? Where she would have had a diary of some sort with people's names wrote down. Yes, writing stuff down, yeah. She'd write loads of stuff down. And I think this was part of her condition, even though she'll never admit it. Even though she's saying her memory was as sharp as what it was, because she used to write it down. And that's why she didn't forget it, because if she didn't write it down, she would have forgot, okay? And that's what she makes me aware of. Um, you're laughing about them teeth. She's not, she's human. She's not best pleased at all, and I'm talking about money. And the card I chose was 29. And there's a card, okay? And it's a money card. Yeah. Right, Jane, would you understand the name of Fred as well, please? Give us a yes if you can. Right, so folks, I am waiting for that. I need to come to the card, and I'm going to say that them who chose number 29, I am going to say you've worked hard all your life for every penny you've got. But I'm also going to say to you that you need to put a little bit away for a rainy day, okay? Because there's going to be plenty of rainy days, all right? So you need to start looking after your money. Yeah, you know Fred. I have to mention Fred to you as well, okay? So whoever chose 29, listen up, folks. I know you work hard for your money, and I know I need to be putting some money to one side, okay? But I'm also going to say to you as well, if there's a little bit of spare cash to invest this money, okay? Because I hear, Alan, that there's an investment of some sort that will be coming into maturity, but you've got to spend your money wisely and take care of it, okay? That's what the card's screaming out at me. Um, but I'm also going to say to you as well, please, I've got a connection to the Lake District here. So if you can understand the Lake District as well, because I feel as though I've got memories where the Lake District is. Um, Jean, would you understand as well, please, where we're putting a fairy? I know everybody puts fairies on trees, but I've got this really ancient fairy, whether it was her, um, fairy or her angel from her tree. That's That's what she puts in my mind eye there. So whether somebody's still got it, that's what she brings forward. So that's what I'm going to mention. So where I'm talking about where this 29 is and the money, I believe I need to invest money, or there's an investment of some sort that's going to come into maturity, but I need to look after my money, okay? I know I've worked hard for it and I've put everything into it, but I'm also going to say whether I'm deciding or thinking about starting my own business up. But I am going to say, yes to the lakes. Right. It needs to go on the tree, Jean. Either way, it needs to go on the tree. Just because it's old, she's saying, like she's saying, still put her on the tree because she needs to be on the tree to be remembered. That's what I'm going to say to you, okay? And she wants to know who's going to be baking your Christmas cakes this year. Hers were lovely. You'll never beat them. That's what she says to me. Her words, not mine. That's what she puts in my mind's eye. Again, if I'm wrong, I'll go and eat a bit of humble pie, but that's what she brings in. But again, it's on every year. Brilliant. I believe I'm going on my own little venture, works adventure. So I believe I'm going to be starting off my new or my own business, but I need to make sure I put everything into it. And it's like, don't take anything out of it, but that's like common sense, really, isn't it? Because your first 3 years, you don't make a penny. But I believe I need the income, or I need the money to put into it first. So whether I'm looking for, um, you I'm just laughing at Jane, sorry folks. Whether I'm looking to borrow money as an investment, or right, that's where I'm going with it. Right, thank you. I believe I'll be remortgaging, or there's a mortgage to invest, so I'm going to get capital to put into a business. That's how I feel as I look at that card. Okay, so a little bit of security. So it's my own business. That's how I feel as I look at the card, because I know I work hard and I know I'll be able to get the money back, but I need to be careful where my finances are. And that's what I get from the card, okay? April month also comes in. Right, and I've got the name of Stuart as well. So, Jean, I don't know whether you can understand the Stuart, or anybody else who's chosen the card 29 can understand the name of Stuart. I know I've got another lady here, and I know this lady hasn't been spirit side of life for very long. I know that, and I know she's somebody's mum. Just feeling I get, and I can feel the emotion. That's a little bit raw. Oh, Stuart on the earth. Right. Thank you, Jean. But I know I've got another connection coming in here, and I've got a lady there, spirit side of life, and I know she's only recently gone spirit side of life. Okay, I know it's only recent. That's how I feel. Um, whether this lady passed with COVID, that's how I feel with her. So that's what I'm going to mention. So if anybody can understand this lady who would have passed with a lung condition, COVID, I just need to let the family know that I'm all right. That's how I feel. And I feel a little bit low in energy, but I need to let the family know I'm on the mend this side of life, and I'll be all right. That's what I have to say. I can feel the emotion coming on there. I really feel as though I need to cry with this lady. And I know I don't feel as though I passed suddenly. It was quick in the sense of the word, but it wasn't like bang, I've gone. It was like within the last 3 months, 2 months of being diagnosed, I went downhill. That's how I feel. Okay, that's how I feel. So if that makes sense to you folks, give us a yes down the bottom. If it doesn't, that's fine. But I need to send this lady's love to the family and just to let you know she's all right this side of life. Oh, where we at? I'm trying to see where I need to send this lady's love here, but she's not giving me much direction. I know you can say yes there, Jean. I can see that. Um, I'm going to say as well, please, whether I got injections in my back or there's somebody here on the earth plane that's been discussing getting cortisone injections in the back because she puts the injections in my back. That's what she tells me. That's what she makes me aware of. So that's what I'm going to mention. Okay. I know I wake up at 3 o'clock every morning without fail. I don't know why, but I do, if that makes sense as well. 2 yeses will do. Um, and I don't know whether I've already mentioned the May month, but I have to mention the May month as well. Okay, I have to mention the May month. I'm also going to say to you, there's been an awful lot of sorting out materialistically with her belongings. Now, I think people, that the way she puts it across, she's saying people got a shock, and when they realised how much I had, that's what I'm going to say, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to send this lady's love, right? So I know, Beverly, we're nearly finished now, honey. Um, oh God, right. So my heart's going 10 to the dozen here. So whether this lady's heart stopped and it just stopped. That's how I feel, because it was thumping and then it would just stopped. Okay. Um, but she talks about where there's injections going in the back. Again, she brings lots of love and healing there. And I know the name David is a very familiar name, but I have to mention the name David here on the earth plane. And she did give me another name there, but I've lost it. That was my mistake. It's gone in my head and back out the other end because I wasn't quick enough to catch it. She practically shot it at me. So I need to mention that name of David there on the earth plane, and I'm going to leave this lady's love with you. And she's saying, no more tears, no more tears. It's time to move forward and progress forward. Okay, right. She gives me a little mirror as well, the vanity mirrors. So somebody here on the earth plane is quite vain, she tells me. Her words, not mine. And they're like, you won't go anywhere without the makeup on. That's what she brings in, and that's what I'm going to mention there. All right. So that was your last reading for tonight, folks. So I am going to say thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for all them likes and all the shares. Totally appreciate it. Please keep liking and sharing. I keep going a bit lightheaded here. I keep losing my trail of thought. And hopefully I'll be back on Wednesday. Yeah. But I think this week will be our last week when we're on, and then we'll give it a break for Christmas because we've got a lot. Well, I've got quite a bit going on actually. So yeah, totally appreciate you all liking and sharing and following us. totally appreciate it. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I shall see you all on Wednesday, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday, all being well. So take care and keep safe. Bye for now.